I hit the plateau in my weight loss journey and the scale stopped moving down. So I decided I'm gonna do the only reasonable thing. I'm gonna increase my calories. Yes, you heard that right. I'm not going to decrease my calories more in order to lose more weight. I'm going to do the complete opposite because I will reset my metabolism. I will pump it up again and we are lean bulking now. And today what we're gonna do is first, obviously, we're gonna drink my black coffee. I have it in front of me already. Then we're gonna hop onto the walking pad and I'm going to walk you through all of the food I'm eating today in order to reset my metabolism. If your weight suddenly stops moving down, then there's a few reasons for that. One of them being that your metabolism just simply adapted to your caloric deficit. So you're eating in a calorie deficit for a very long time now. You're losing a lot of weight at the beginning and then at some point your body is just adapting to the new amount of energy that you're eating. And when your metabolism adapted like this, it is way more efficient now and it just survives on the lower amount of calories that you're eating. So basically you're just stopping to lose weight because your body is okay with the amount of food that it gets. And then you have a few options what you can do in order to lose more weight. One of the options obviously is to always just cut more food and eat a lot less. But obviously there's a problem with that because at some point your body is gonna adapt again. And then you need to repeat that process of eating less again to lose more weight, and at some point you will not have calories left in the day. So I don't really recommend cutting more calories. The next better thing that you can do is just simply increase the amount of activity that you have throughout the day. Could be simply walking. Every 10,000 steps burns like 300 calories. So if you are in a calorie deficit right now and you stop losing weight, just ramp up your step count. Just do like 4,000 steps, 5,000 steps more. Sometimes even 2,000 steps is already enough on top of the actual average you're doing right now. Also, to increase your metabolism, it's always a good idea to just keep exercising and try to build more muscle. The more muscle mass you have on your body, the more energy your body burns just by default, by existing basically, because muscle mass is metabolically talking really expensive for the body. And if all of these things don't really work and there's no more progress, like you cut your food, you increase your steps, you still exercise really hard and build some muscle, and you are not losing more fat, then there might be another cause, and that's what's happening to me now since like 5 months or something. There is a set point that your body is really happy at, and for me that's about like 130 pounds, approximate 61 kilograms. And every time I hit this certain level of my weight, my body is just simply refusing to let go of more weight. So basically he's happy at this point and I'm always bouncing back to the same number. So since 5 months, if you take my average of these 5 months, it is always on the same line, no matter what I'm doing. There's cheat days and stuff in between. Then there is like really low calorie days in between. I was doing like a fasting period and all the time it went back to the exact same average weight. And once you hit that point where you have for a lot of months the same exact weight, no matter what you do, then it is time for a refeed, it's time for lean bulking. Then you know that you hit the point where your body is just simply refusing to go lower in weight no matter what you will do. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do now. We're increasing the calories, we are resetting the metabolism, we are getting back our calorie count to a point where we are eating like at maintenance or a little bit higher than that. And we are doing that to show our body that A, there's more energy coming in again. You can basically ramp up the metabolism. You can burn more energy just by existing. We don't need to live on this deficit anymore. And then when the body is happy with the new calories we are eating and he ramped the level of calories we're burning in a day up, we're gonna go into this thing and go back into the deficit. But now our body is not so fast adapting, so we're gonna lose more fat again. And meanwhile we did this main gaining phase, we built more muscle. So basically our plan is to force our body to keep the muscle and then to be able to lose more fat. And that's how you get lean. You're basically repeating the same basic process, and that's what people call cutting and bulking. But technically it is just really resetting your metabolism in a smart way. So if you wanna call it a lean bulk, then that's perfectly fine. I call it that too because it just makes sense to give it a name and to just make it easier to understand what phase we are in right now. And I hope it makes sense what's my plan for the next couple months. I'm gonna finish my steps and then I see you in the kitchen. I finished preparing the first meal and today we're gonna have my fruit bowl again. This one is absolutely massive. We have a lot of oats here, some quark. If you don't know what's quark, you can always just use skyr. We have grapes, bananas, blueberries, all the good stuff. The most important thing if you want to reset your metabolism is to not just ramp up your calories with random stuff. You don't want to eat like pizza or something just to get more calories in. What you want to do is eat real food, like one ingredient foods. Oats, for example, are very good. Then we have the blueberries, super high in antioxidants. All of these things are also good for the gut. So basically we combine a lot of good foods into one single bowl. And in total in this one meal we have 1052 calories, 10 grams of fat, 132 grams of carbs and 97 grams of protein. I'm going to dig in. This is going to be super tasty, and this kind of food is the best thing that you can eat to boost your metabolism. It's a lot of good carbs, a very high protein meal, and I'm going to top it off with cinnamon to regulate my blood sugar a little bit more even. So I'm going to eat this and I'm gonna see you in the next meal. Imagine just pretending I leave the camera and everything on. See you later. Meal number 2 and 3 will be the same food. I don't really have time today to cook twice. We have today chicken, a lot of carrots and also potato, topped off with some sauerkraut. And in total, this pot is absolutely gigantic. It's a complete insane amount of food. Nobody would ever believe me. This is 1.7 kilograms here for the 2 meals. So each of the 2 meals will be 850 grams of food, just barely a little bit lower than 2 pounds at this point. So that's ridiculous. In total, we have here 1,300 calories for both of the meals. So basically 650 calories in each of the meals now for the dinner and for dinner number 2 basically. We have 40 grams of fat in total, 129 grams of carbs and 101 grams of protein. In total for the day that makes 2,350 calories. 51 grams of fat, 261 grams of carbs and 190 grams of protein. So this is absolutely massive. And don't forget, I'm doing this to boost my metabolism again. And I do believe that one ingredient foods, all of the things that we eat today, is actually more beneficial than trying to boost your metabolism with the unhealthy food. Like if you just ramp up your calories with, let's say, burgers or pizza or cake or anything like that, I don't think it will have the same effect. So if you are in a plateau and you want to break it, this is how I'm doing it. I'm ramping up my calories not with random stuff. I'm really mindful about the food that I'm eating. I'm getting all the micronutrients, a lot of vitamins, minerals and stuff. And then I'm just hoping that my metabolism will adapt and that we are going to be able to get it to a level where it burns more calories by default again. Also, what's pretty amazing about the food of today is that it is a lot of protein, and protein has the highest thermic effect, meaning our body needs just a lot more energy to just digest it. And at that point, we are basically eating a lot more. We are super satisfied. I'm not really hungry even by now, but I need to kinda eat because otherwise I will not even manage to eat all of this today. That's the level, guys. I'm still satisfied from the quark and the oats that we've been eating before. Since I've been eating that fruit bowl, it's been like 5 hours. Zero hungry, and yet I need to force myself to eat just to boost the metabolism again. And then we're gonna repeat the process. We are going hard on our exercises, and on training days we are eating a lot more even than this, and we're gonna soon see the results. Stay healthy, eat clean, and one ingredient foods is your best friends.